New York Wrestle Media.
And another week of professional wrestling, everybody. Hmm. I mean, you remember the good old days when Bruno Sammartino won his first world title, or the day Hulkamania started when Hogan beat Iron Sheik, and the day Austin 316 uh, got on top and beat Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
Right.
And then we had, can't forget Mick Foley winning the world title before the new year in 98.
Mhm.
And now in a world with professional wrestling where it seems like the world title just changes hands really for no reason or just at random points. I mean, does the world title matter nowadays?
I mean, what's funny? You mentioned that earlier. I was looking at a video clip of Bret Hart
Mm,
and how right before the match he'd always kiss the belt and he would look at it with so much admiration and love. Like it actually meant something to him,
yeah,
and he made it feel like it was such an important prize. It wasn't just an object to carry around; it was a prize.
yeah.
He earned that prize and he just felt it in his heart. And I'm like, you don't see that anymore.
Because when somebody wins the world title, it shows how much like hard work, dedication, the blood, sweat, and tears, all that cliche stuff they throw out there. It just shows
That's right.
you finally made it to the top.
Yes.
But nowadays, I think like before anybody goes, like, it's all fake, it's all prop. It's like no shit. But for people that have been busting their ass for 20 years, 10 years, even shorter, maybe in 5 years, it just shows how much dedication said person has put into this craft. Where I mean, we saw two different examples of that this past week in professional wrestling. Everybody, one for WWE, which angered a lot of people, and then weirdly enough, well, not weirdly enough, in AEW, but the wrestling sickos who see nothing wrong, nothing wrong here. It's all fine and dandy. What does it matter? We're getting our dream match, so shut the fuck up. But it's also kind of like you all know how like TV shows have storylines and how they build to things. Wrestling can do that too, but
Yeah.
sometimes they choose not to do it, or they do it incorrectly, or weirdly
Or monkey
forks in
wrench,
the road.
right? Yeah, like a fork in a row, like injury.
Yeah, God forbid injuries, or for
Yeah.
say, aside from injuries, there's other ways to get to certain points of a story.
Hmm.
Hey, what would you say was the best wrestling storyline where like somebody went to then got the championship at the end? In your opinion, what would be the best example?
Wow. That's
Because I mean, the Hangman one in
yeah.
AEW is a pretty much a good example of that.
Hangman storyline was great because he went through it. He went through the darkness. He went through the light again just to get the bells. Yeah, only to
What
lose it so quickly.
went from being in the first match to crown the first champion
Right,
to then crawling and fighting his way through drinking and manipulation, like trying to find out who is really an ally, and
right.
then eventually figuring his shit out, and then
Yeah,
fighting his former friends for it, and then finally
demons that he battled.
finally overcoming the odds and winning the title at Full Gear against one of the best wrestlers in the company at the time, and winning the world title. And it's always the chase is better than the actual run for some cases.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, I think for when it comes to a face champion,
Hmm.
like you said, the chase is better than the actual run.
Right.
Whereas when it's a heel, he makes the he makes the championship something because everyone's chasing him or her. In case in
Right.
point, MJF, right, having the title, everyone was chasing him. Everybody wanted a piece of this man at all costs, and he was like, "All right, you want to wrestle? Let's go." Even though he didn't want to, sometimes like I don't know why I gotta defend my belt right now. He'd go in there and he'd give them a match, and he whether he cheated to win or not, he kept it. Him having the belt and being the scumbag that he is just made it hot.
Would you say it's similar to the Roman Reigns 1,300 and something days reign?
No, no, no. That
What
was a
what does
whole
that stand? Why like how does that stand out in the annals of wrestling history? Because I mean,
with the Roman title reign.
yeah, from
Yeah.
2021 till crazy 2024.
I understand what they were trying to do. They want him to be seen as this standalone, above the rest, no one can touch him type of champion that we haven't seen in a long time. I get that.
Right.
But I think with the attention span that people have today, um, it burned people out. It burned the fans out.
Hmm.
We saw a lot of fans turning on him. We saw a lot of fans saying, "Oh my God, take this belt off this guy already. Enough is enough. We need fresh faces holding this belt." Um, to the point where it started making it feel like he was the one that was intentionally holding on to the belt for whatever reason. It a lengthy title reign is okay. Couple, maybe a year, maybe a little over a year is cool. I don't mind that. But when it's going into what 4 year territory,
Hmm.
yeah, it feels like okay, who's left? Like everyone's tried to defeat this guy and no one can. So who's left? Who's gonna do it?
Who is a legitimate contender that you can honestly
Right.
convince fans to buy? I'm gonna say buy the pay per view, but everything's like there's different prices or people like, find ways to watch the show. But
Yeah.
yeah, towards the end, it got to the point of like they're doing this for records
Right.
because they would acknowledge it, like, oh, he surpassed this person, or he did this, like he's
Yeah.
like second, like he's days away from being this record. Where it turned to
Right.
it got to the point of this dude's never gonna lose this title. They're gonna make him the world champ. Like I can imagine being a fan back in the '80s for like a Bruno reign, where it's like 8 years of nonstop Bruno on top. I don't know how I would deal with it.
I think it would have been different because wrestling wasn't so in your face like it is now, where we could access it anytime, anywhere, anyway.
Hmm.
Weekly shows, stuff on YouTube, on social media. Back then, it was like maybe I'm not sure how often wrestling aired
Yeah,
in the 70s and early 80s on TV. And obviously, there was no cable. It was just basic TV. So I think a lot of times people would watch wrestling when they came to town.
and do you,
So
and do you think like the babyface heel factor played into that too? Because Bruno was the babyface for all those
he
eight
was the
years.
hero. Yeah, he was the
Roman
hero.
for those 3.5 was pretty much the top heel for
Right,
both Raw and SmackDown because when they
right.
combined the titles at that
Yeah.
point,
I think in that era with Bruno being champion, I think when he'd come to town, when they'd come to town and he was defending that belt against a
whoever,
villain,
yeah,
the fans wanted to see him win. The fans
right,
wanted to see this man continue his reign to triumph over evil. you
yeah.
know, it was yeah, it's a different time, a different mindset. Fans had a way different mindset back then, where like we spoke about in our episode about the un-American gimmicks, where they bought into it. They didn't realize that it was predetermined. They really thought it was real. The characters they played was real. That the matches that they were wrestling were actually shoot matches, not. predetermined,
Yeah,
unless they were really, really, really in the know, and that was very rare back then.
right. And then going to just circling back to what we're going to talk about here, where it's like, why is the history and headlocks people doing kind of promo this week? What's the big ska? Well, there was varying reactions
Yeah.
to the world title matches that were advertised and promoted for both WWE Monday Night Raw and AEW Dynamite, where the we'll talk. Well, let's cover the WWE one because they advertised for Monday Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn for the WWE title.
Hmm.
One, they were in Chicago, so you
Right.
kind of knew what was about to happen at the end of the show.
So yeah, somebody was gonna show his face, right?
And second, and this is just one of those nitpicks on my end, but they're both on SmackDown, so why is this match happening on a Monday? But whatever, brand split be damned.
That was a lot of questions about that, and then the whole, well, Adam Pierce worked
Is
his
is,
magic,
is running both shows technically now because of storyline reasons, but
right? Which was whatever.
yeah, again, brand split be damned because
Exactly.
in the last couple of weeks we've seen guys go appear on both shows with just like no ramifications or like punishment
Yeah,
because like if you Raw superstar you work Monday and then if you work SmackDown you work Fridays,
exactly.
but whatever. And they opened the show with this where they had a confrontation and then Cody got hurt, got taken out by Gunther, and then had his head smashed in a car door.
So I heard about that.
Big injury angle.
Yeah.
So, and they said in the middle of the show Cody is out. And then you had Adam Pierce tell Sammy, regardless, Cody's out, you're defending the title tonight in Chicago. Fine. Then Nick Aldis comes up to him and says, I found a suitable replacement. CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. Tune in Tower 3, tune in Tower 3. So then we get to the match, and then they do the whole reveal. CM Punk is magically outside in the parking lot with the
And his
garage door
tights are hurt.
opening. Yeah, he changed in his car. I mean,
Left the house in his trunks.
maybe he was home and just got the phone call and said, "Hey Phil, we're in town. You
Oh,
wanna?"
it just happened to be in my gear. Let's go.
I mean, shit. He's right. He lives right down the block from the arena,
he
so
could, I could walk there.
well, legit. He probably walked in. Imagine just in the city of Chicago, just seeing CM Punk in his tiny whiteies,
Just
well,
walking
just
down the
his
street.
trunks, yeah, with hoodie on, just nothing.
I know.
His
And all
wrist
that
tape,
brand new,
boots.
that brand new chest hair that he revealed.
Yeah, and those photos, by the way, that everybody was saying, oh, like swole Punk. It's like sure, sure. He looked decent, but I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, it is something else, huh?
But I mean, he was the mystery opponent, and everybody was pointing out that the night after WrestleMania, he said you'll never know when a championship opportunity will fall out of the sky, and it fell out of the sky. So here he comes to face Sami Zayn, and not for nothing, the match was excellent.
I heard.
You can't. There's no. Despite what you could say about Punk, like his personality, or how you feel about Sammy, which was also another thing too, where people are like, oh, Sammy's just a mid carder. He's not really a main eventer. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But the match itself could easily be on a lot of people's list for matches of the year, like or best TV matches all year so far. But it's the finish and the result of the match that everybody is very annoyed about, where Punk wins LOL. And I know everybody's always like you've seen it. We've seen this for the past couple of years where somebody comes back, wins a title, blank Hogan LOL.
Right.
Where it's like been oh Becky Hogan LOL or
Sammy Hogan.
Cena Hogan LOL because it's like
Now
oh
it's
here.
CM Punk.
Well, no, because it's like it always goes back to that WrestleMania 9 moment where Hogan is honoring his friend Brett by fighting for my brother.
Right.
And then he gets a title match, he wins the title, and then haha.
Right.
But
Screw
yeah,
you,
Punk.
bro.
And it's very funny to see people do the Punk Hogan thing because Punk, remember years ago, advertising or cutting a promo about the Royal Rumble, he threw Hogan's name in there. He goes, "If that old man wants to get his ass in the Rumble, I throw his ass out too."
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But instant reaction from you when you heard about this? You stated on the channel that you not watching WWE.
Correct.
You've had a ban on it from since before WrestleMania,
So
dating back to John Cena's last match.
basically, that was the last straw for me. Yeah.
But what was your instant reaction when you heard the news? Punk is the new WWE champion, and Sami Zayn's reign of 9 days is over.
Just not surprised with the way they've been booking crap. Not surprised. Disgusted, absolutely. Utterly disgusted. Even if it would have been Cody still going through with the match and winning, I would have still been disgusted. Um,
Which I think a lot of people going into the Monday, that's what was gonna happen.
People really, yeah, people were anticipating this man dropping the belt on his first title defense.
Back to the champion that he pinned.
Yeah, and yeah, like I found that so sad to me. Like you know, finally putting the belt on Sammy made sense. Like this guy's been kicking ass and getting his ass kicked for decades.
Hmm.
I remember seeing him as El Generico in some tiny little buildings in the middle of nowhere in some town in like Delaware or New Jersey. Like I remember that.
Yeah,
So knowing how far he's come, and people could say, "Oh, he's a maker." The guy has worked so hard in WWE.
right.
He has been part of some of the most major storylines. The Bloodline storyline, him and Kevin having their on and off romance. They're friends one day, they're enemies the next. Like that's one of those storylines that will never cease to exist until they both are gone,
Yeah,
retired. Yeah. Sammy's always been right smack dab in the middle, even if he is on a mid card level for whatever match, like a IC, like he was an IC champion or whatever. Fine, but he's still a prominent face on these shows. So
yeah.
he finally gets his title reign. I didn't like the idea that he had to win it in Saudi Arabia to get the cheap Saudi pop.
Hmm.
Like, oh, a Muslim wrestler finally won, or whatever. Wasn't really too thrilled about that. It would have been cool to see him win it on this side of the world.
Yeah,
You know,
or in Canada.
or right, exactly. In the U.S. or Canada, it would have been great because this is where he's established his career. But fine, they did it. At the very least, look, I knew that he was going to be a transitional champion, but I figured he'd drop it on one of the nights at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
shit. It could have been if you built this up long enough and had everybody intrigued. You could have legit had Sammy walk out of Saudi Mania one of those nights as
absolutely.
a
I mean,
champion.
yeah, that it could have happened anytime. But yeah, to see him take it all the way to April of next year, I guess, assuming that it'll be in April still, that would have been awesome
Yeah.
and well deserved.
I mean, shit.
And I think,
If he could have been an early he not could have could still be an early favorite to win the Royal Rumble.
yeah, he may do it. But we don't even know. Like we can't. It's so hard with them. You can't even predict that far ahead.
Exactly. I mean, look at this. Like, I think everybody the minute that Sammy won it, it was like okay, have him walk into SummerSlam with the title at least. If you're
At
gonna have him
least,
drop it, at least you could say he was a champion for a month.
right? I mean, were they not watching the Darby Allen story?
I'm gonna mention him later when we talk about what AEW's been doing with their world title, but
There's a way of telling a story while not taking that credibility away from. Like I feel like all his credibility was taken in an instant on Monday night.
you just made it look like a punt.
Right, because there's a lot of rumors swirling around about why did he lose the belt in 9 days, right? Like some people are saying that um, the belt was put on him and somebody was like, he's not a moneymaker for us. Someone made a call basically to take the belt off of him.
If he's not a moneymaker, why hire him? Why is he still under
Why
contract?
is he on the contract? Why are you keeping him around? Why? Why? And then it's like, who would have made such a call? And I was watching an interview earlier with Jeff Jarrett recently where he
Mm,
was saying that, Ari Emanuel doesn't listen to fans, doesn't listen to other people in the company. He listens to Wall Street. He listens to where the money trail is.
Of course.
So if somebody who within the company is about the money, about profiting, they're gonna be like, "Who's this? Who's this redheaded guy? Who's
Hmm.
this little? Who is he? Like, this isn't Cody Rhodes. This isn't Roman Reigns. This isn't CM Punk. Put the belt back on somebody with a name."
Yeah. The only counter argument would be that he would know who he is if he looked at the merch sales. If
Exactly.
Sammy was like number one merch seller, then it'd be, you know what? Let's give him the title. Let's see how well he does. But
Right.
just the fact that it was a week. I mean, Sammy sold it better than the WWE did with his own social media, with him
That's
taking photos of the belt, with him eating dinner or like riding around in his
the playground.
neighborhood.
Remember the clip of the playground? He had his son in one swing and the belt in the other.
Yeah,
That stuff was so brilliantly done.
yeah. And I know you don't. And we mentioned you haven't been watching the weekly product, but with Sammy's character, it's pretty much the only character that's been interesting on television
Right.
from either show where he's like, oh, like I do everything, I do everything the nice way. I'm the good guy, and at the end of the damn day, I get screwed out of opportunities because not for nothing, they've been calling Cody the Golden Boy. They say it on
Yeah.
TV on a weekly basis now. It's like, oh, Cody's the golden one. He's the golden
Holding the belt.
child.
Just carrying the belt like it's his third child.
Right, and that's going to be another. I want to make sure we talk about the Cody aspect of this too, but
Hmm.
just for the Sammy thing, where the minute I knew they put him in that match in Saudi Arabia, he couldn't lose. There's no way you could
Right.
put him in that match and have him lose in front of those people.
Exactly.
Where if you go back further to what his 2025 was, U.S. champion doing the open challenges, and that was the best thing on SmackDown.
Right.
Then this new year started, and he had the match with Drew at the Rumble in Saudi Arabia, and he lost that.
Yes.
And they made sure to make a point like, oh, he's like 0 for 9 in WWE title matches. So it's like, okay,
Hmm.
you're planting a seed for something maybe in the future. I could see something. But then the whole gingerbread nonsense with him and Trick, where somehow he survived it, and we got a pseudo kind of face heel swap where Trick turned into the face and Sammy turned heel, kind of, not really, but going into this triple threat, it was pretty much Sammy was meant to be the bad guy, but it's Saudi Arabia, he's gonna get cheered, and he went in and won, and he pinned Cody. That was the thing too. He pinned Cody. You had Gunther in there too, and they have their
Yeah.
own weird thing with him and his booking, but he pinned Cody. So then it's like, okay, they did a number one contenders match. Cody versus Jay Uso, for the love of God. Like, why does it gotta be Jay? But you know what? Cody beat him, and I knew going into this Monday, what I figured was going to happen was Cody wins, LOL, and then Punk comes out at the end, and then they make the challenge for SummerSlam.
Uh huh.
They took in a different direction of taking Cody out of the match completely, and then having Punk be the replacement. Where, again, you could throw that line out there where he pretty much said, like, you never know when a championship opportunity will come out of the sky, and he took it. But when you look at the SummerSlam card, where not even the card, well, on the card before, but when you look at the tickets, where last year they sold 60,000 a piece, they're only sold halfway right now.
Wow.
They're only at 25,000 each.
What's the capacity?
Pretty much like 60,000, like the same, like 50,000, similar to the MetLife last year, and
I mean,
then Minneapolis.
that shows that tells you a lot. I mean, it's like my brother and I were having this discussion too earlier. Like, if you as a fan want to show how your displeasure, you show it with your wallet. We,
Exactly.
we hear that all the time, and the fans are showing.
For so many years, people are like, oh, I'm canceling the network. Man, it's like, okay, but it's like, guess what? People are still every time they did those financial reports, people were still subscribing.
Right,
They're still
exactly.
signing up.
Yeah, for you to you have to stop going to the shows.
Yeah,
You have to stop buying the merch. That's where you hit them. You hit them in that bottom line.
hit them when it hurts the most. Their pockets.
But what really kills me the most is the rumor was since April that it will probably be Cody versus Punk at SummerSlam, more or less.
Not even SummerSlam, like close to Mania.
Well, after Mania. I'm talking
Well,
about
no,
after
no,
yeah,
yeah, after,
after after after
but
after
yeah,
Punk confronted Cody
yeah,
and then he disappears. A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's gonna be Cody and Punk. Cody and Punk. Punk's gonna come back, and it's gonna be Cody and Punk. Cody's gonna, be champion still, and it's gonna be Cody and Punk. Cody and Punk." That's all I heard people
right.
saying. Okay, so now you take the belt off of Cody, you put it on Sammy. A week later, you put it on Punk, just so you can have Cody and Punk. Why even put Sammy in the mix?
And I think the worst thing too is that I think I forgot to even mention this was the first time Punk's been on television since the night after WrestleMania. He's been
Right,
gone for
he
months.
disappeared. Nobody knew what the hell was really going on. There was rumors again about it that he didn't want to take a pay cut and this and
That was funny. Oh, he's going back to AEW. Get the fuck
God,
out of here. But it's just also too is like he said, I'm not going anywhere, and then he proceeds to go away.
right.
Because remember, everybody, he's old and he's fragile, so he needs to rest his body up.
He needed to take a vacation.
Yeah,
Understandable. As a human being, it's understandable.
acceptable. But I wouldn't have the guy say, I'm not going anywhere, then go away.
And then go away for 3 months.
And then guess what? The first thing he does when he comes back is when we're talking. And I will say this:
There you go.
I think that everybody also needs to understand this. He's not booking this. Punk has no creative control,
That's
despite
part.
like whatever
Mm,
he had in AEW.
yeah.
There's no way he booked. There's no way he said, "Have Sammy win at Saudi Arabia, and then
Yeah.
when you guys come back to my hometown, I win the belt."
I
There's
mean,
no
no,
way he said that. There's no way he pitched that in advance.
obviously not. But somebody pitched it and they were all okay with it.
Yeah, Nick Khan, Paul
Yeah.
Levesque, like
Right.
the
And
two
it's
main people of the booking.
like, why?
Yeah. No,
Why?
no, here's why. Because on the stupid nights of SummerSlam, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE title.
But think about it. They could have just kept the belt on Cody all this fucking time. Then he could have came back on Monday to Chicago and did the official challenge. Like, I'm challenging you for the title. I want the title at SummerSlam. And we could have cut all this Sammy stuff out. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because at the end of the day, what we're gonna see? We're gonna see Cody win at SummerSlam again.
I mean, God, I hope not.
I mean,
Because then it's like, what are we doing here?
right? Because it's one thing to have the titles bouncing, but there's a little story to it. But there's no story to this because of the fact that they threw in Sammy as a monkey wrench. There's absolutely no story to this now.
Which
It just seems like people are making decisions and don't know where to go with it, and or somebody, like I said, someone behind the scenes is like, bad idea,
But I
and
will
it
say
just
the idea of Sammy winning the title at least for a month was the most interesting idea you could have done for at least a month. You couldn't even
at
get through
least
the month.
they could have done right all of July up until SummerSlam. They could have done something really fun. He could have been that happiest champion ever kind of gimmick, like where he was acting. Like they could have brought that on TV. He could have had a couple of title defenses. He could have wrestled Jay and beat Jay. He could have wrestled, I don't know, LA Knight and beat LA Knight. You know what I mean? He could have had a couple of title defenses here and there. Just make him look like a fighting champion, even if it's just for a month. And then
Yep.
have him face Punk or Cody or a three-way or whatever. And then he could drop the belt.
As I'm
But at
plugging
least
my
let him.
as I'm plugging my charger too, is that people also threw the age thing out there. Like Sammy's 41, Elliott's 42. So like I don't want to hear anything about fucking age nowadays.
So he's 41. Cody, I mean, Punk is what, 48, 47?
Yeah.
And Cody's what, 41, 42 as well?
Mm-hmm.
Roman's in his 40s.
I think too is that and this dawned on me earlier today when I was thinking about this is that can you think of a different world champion that's not a Roman Reigns, a Seth Rollins, a Cody Rhodes, or a CM Punk in the last maybe 3 years?
in WWE. No,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
fucking
because
Sammy's the only new one, I think.
yeah, and I was looking at something that said that no wrestler born in the 1990s has been a WWE champion, world champion.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Bunch of 80s babies, still 80s and 70s babies.
You know who's the other one? Drew. Drew was the other one that was a champion.
And Drew, right. And
Correct.
then, right.
So Drew
But
and
think about
Sammy were the only two out of those four that I named that have been a champion. But I
and
mean,
and Priest briefly.
right. And
Hmm.
Jay as well, Gunther. But I'm just saying, when you
But
talk,
like the main, yeah,
when you think of like the
it's
top
like
four guys in WWE currently, it's Roman, it's Rollins, it's Rhodes, and Punk. But it's like LA Knight is so over. Why don't you just give him a fucking chance with the world title? What's the worst? What is this guy doing? Like, is he shitting in everybody's cereal backstage? Why is this guy not getting an opportunity?
I don't know. I don't know. It's such a baffling. It's baffling for me. Like you have all these. I mean, look what they did with Oba Femi.
LA
Like,
Knight, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Oba Femi eventually,
I mean,
Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov. Like, there's so many people that you could be trying to elevate because you need new people to present to the fans and saying, hey, these guys are the next guys. But the same people keep winning the same fucking things.
this is what I don't understand. So you have Oba Femi win King of the Ring. He's supposed to get his title shot at SummerSlam, and then he decides that he doesn't want a title shot because he wants to fight Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell.
And now apparently that him doing that is him forfeiting the title shot where I thought he could save it, but no.
Yeah, like put it on the shelf for a little bit.
So why do you have the fucker in the
Right.
tournament and win it?
Right. So who's gonna wrestle Roman?
Not for nothing. If you were gonna do the Rollins Roman thing, have Rollins win the fucking thing. But you haven't. But you have Rollins lose in the first round.
It
You could
makes no.
you could have done the Breaker Rollins thing in the King of the Ring and not in that stupid cage match.
It doesn't make any damn sense. Like it just it's like they're putting
They're
random
afraid.
ideas on a piece of paper and throwing them in a hat, and whatever they pull out, okay, let's go with it.
They're afraid of trying something new.
I what it may very well be it. It may be very well that it could be with the investors, and then Netflix and now ESPN in the mix is too many cooks in the kitchen. This is what happens when they're trying to spread their product all over the place. Is that everyone's going to have some kind of input,
Right. I mean,
you know?
we're talking about the same people over. How about the same storylines? I mean, the Bloodline again,
Again for like
the third year in a row.
yeah, it's like
Technically five, maybe even six. I mean, it's going on since the pandemic.
I mean, yeah, it's been going on for before I even got back into it, I think.
I
I
mean,
mean, what? Woof. Like
and that's not the only issue. I hate interrupt. I'm sorry for interrupting all the time, but it's just that when I think about the current landscape, it's like, what's really compelling on my television screen? Liv Morgan's the women's world champion. Does she defend the title? Never. It's like, what the fuck are you doing with that?
and
It's
she's like one of the most I'm sorry, but I think she's such a boring champion.
but that's the company's fault.
Right? They put a belt on her and it's like, okay, where are we going with this?
Stephanie's hurt. Boo, that sucks. But you know what? There's other women on this roster you could put Liv in the ring with. What's wrong with Bailey? What's
Right.
wrong with Lyra? Now you have Lyra turn on her, and that's only gonna be for a couple of months until Bailey jumps to fucking AEW.
I can't wait for that. I can't.
But I mean, yeah, like just that was
It's
the world title scene on on Monday, and then last night because
yeah.
I want to get into this because the whole cutting a promo this week is just like does the world title mean anything anymore? Where the booking for AEW, I think we've been talking about it. Where it seems weird of the direction that they want to go. Now
Hmm.
they have the match they want,
Yes.
but I think the road they took was very misconstrued, or they took too many speed or not speed bumps, too many side paths
I
to
think
get
in
down
this
to one road.
I think in this situation, it was that other monkey wrench of an injury. MJF is injured. They kept talking about that during the match. They
Right.
kept emphasizing, "Oh, his knee, his knee, his knee." He's legitimately injured, and I
Correct.
think he's
Yeah.
much more injured than what they initially thought he was after his match with Rouge, where they thought, "Oh, he just hyperextended his knee." I think he may actually be going out on surgery.
Maybe.
And that's probably why they were like, we can't keep this belt on this guy. He's not even going to be around. And AEW's that's what I appreciate about AEW is that they won't keep a belt on someone for the sake of keeping it on them, even if they're injured. Unlike WWE, where
Anymore. Remember, they used to do the
yeah,
interim thing. Remember?
the interim thing. Thank God they cut that out. I never really liked the interim
Yeah.
championship thing. I
Like,
just
like,
feel
like, you, like UFC, they did it,
like
but
a person and crown a new champion.
yeah. In UFC they did that because most of the time people were like not passing drug tests or making weight, but like that's like an MMA thing. In wrestling, it's if
Yeah,
you can't fucking wrestle and you have a belt, just
relinquish the belt.
drop it.
Relinquish the belt. That's it. Have a tournament or whatever, and
But if I can counter argue with you, and
mhm.
you're the perfect person to do it with, but before this injury even occurred, do you not for nothing? Could there have been another way to get to an Omega Osprey match at All In?
Um,
Just with the injury aside, because injuries are a freak
mhm.
thing, so
Yeah,
you
nobody
can't
could
play
really
for that.
predict that, right? No, the only way you could do that is by having MJF drop the belt somehow in between. You can't unless you did a three-way, but nobody wants to see a three-way. People wanted to see
Yeah,
Osprey
if it's
and
the big, if All In is supposed to be their version of WrestleMania, their big
mhm.
show of the year, whatever they want to refer to it as,
Yeah,
it has to be. It would have to be a singles match.
right,
Because in the
exactly,
world of wrestling, the big matches are always singles. There's never a third person involved.
exactly.
But
Um,
I
I
think
think. Go ahead.
I think for if they were gonna do Omega and Osprey, if that was already penciled in for All In, you could have honestly had Omega beat MJF back at Dynasty.
That could have very well been
Because
a.
there was
I,
no reason for both of them to go into separate paths until this point where you say, okay, now Omega gets the belt back.
I mean, honestly, I thought that was what was going to happen. I did think that Omega was going to win the belt, a dynasty, but
Right.
that didn't happen. Um,
Because it was in Canada,
right.
and it would have been the perfect homecoming win, or because at least I think we could, as wrestling fans, see that this is not going to be like this will be the last Kenny Omega world title run,
Absolutely. It actually means something.
right? Where at Dynasty it could have been the start of maybe an impressive run for Kenny because it's like he's
Mhm.
like they tell the story like this is his last chance to be on top, and he's gonna go out all guns blazing. He's gonna be New Japan Kenny. He's gonna try it one more time and show that he's the best bout machine. Where it's like if you put him against guys like Fletcher or Andrade, or even his nemesis Okada, that he could show that he's still the best in wrestler in the world. Instead, they had MJF retain, and then this is where the weird Darby thing we go back
Right.
to. Where as wrestling fans, it was selfish and nice to see him win the world title and get to see it live in person, but that was not really necessary at this time. You can have Darby win the world title, but I think you could have held it off
Yeah,
for
I
maybe
agree.
another year.
Yeah, you know me. From the very beginning, I was like, I don't know if this was a good idea. I mean, listen, was his title run awesome to watch? Absolutely.
Yes.
It was cool. It was awesome. And it also brought in this brand new, Kevin Knight persona. Cool.
Hmm.
But I still feel that, yeah, they could have waited a little longer to give Darby that belt.
And we can say that with hindsight now, because
Yeah,
now it's
because he
because
lost it within a month. Another one lost it within a month, you know?
where if you would have told me 2027, yes, that would be the year to do a Derby World Title run for
Absolutely.
maybe from the new year till whenever, and then blah blah
Have these,
blah.
have the pillars start, up. Now you already have one pillar, MJF doing his thing. We could have started having all the other pillars, you know, rising up.
Because
I
then the
think.
other thing, because the other
Mhm.
aspect of this is this. We didn't even get into the result of last night, but going into last night, MJF had lost twice already on television to Brody and to Darby.
Mm-hmm.
Brody was non-title, but that was that weird quick swash in
Yeah.
like a minute
The
or like under a minute
right.
to build to the title match for the next week. But then you had MJF pretty much get swashed again by
Mm-hmm.
Darby to lose the title. So going into last night, it was like, and then they added your stipulation that you love a lot, where it's if Kenny lost, he can no
Yeah.
longer challenge for the title
Not a
as
fan
long
of
as, or no, not even as long as MJF has it, but just never again.
that. Again, yeah. Like I mean, it's one thing if it was, oh, as long as MJF is champion, you don't ever get another title shot. But to do this, that's a stretch. Because how do you whack yourself out of that corner? You
And
know.
it was revealed that that it was all Cody's idea. I think Tony had
Thanks,
revealed that.
Cody.
Yeah, it was Cody's. But the thing was with Cody, he had an idea, and he just that was a whole different story for Cody and
Cody,
AEW. But
Cody plants the idea and then he dipped.
no, he planted the idea and then was going through with it, and then said, "Fuck."
I'm not. I have nowhere else to go with this.
Yeah,
I just put myself in a circle. Yeah,
and
they don't think about.
isn't that funny now that since that happened, he's been three-time champion. But whatever.
Yeah, right. Like that
Weird,
doesn't
weird,
count.
weird how things come about, huh?
Stipulation. What stipulation? That doesn't count here.
And two is but also the fact that they have a pay per view coming up in Canada
Right.
called Redemption.
Right.
Kenny Omega is on a redemption tour.
Yeah, I
You
think
do
that
this
was
on Beach Break?
I no, I think that was the initial thing, but I think again the injury, I think the doctors were like, "No, we got to get you in the operating room ASAP. Get this match out the way. Be careful." And because we can't wait another what 3 weeks? When is redemption?
In a couple weeks, but it's just also the idea that at Forbidden Door he was in that nonsense cage thing,
Yeah,
and you really can't think of any spot he did because that just shows this
it was
injury
all
is it could be serious.
yeah.
And he had the match with Mark Briscoe, and he kind of went through that unscathed, I would say.
I would say. Meanwhile, Mark is the one that actually got injured in the match.
And he's taking time off. But
Yeah.
last night it was pretty much it was again like the Sammy Punk thing. The only you can't complain. It was an excellent match.
Oh, fantastic match. Those guys, they put it out there.
And at the end of the night, you had Kenny Omega once again become AEW World Champion. And I ask you because I have my answer, but it's like why do you think the fans had different reactions from this to what was on Monday?
Because it's Kenny Omega. I think it was because it was the heel losing this time. You know, it was a heel losing, and people love Kenny, and people know that this is Kenny's last run,
Mm-hmm.
definitively without a doubt. I mean, you see, he's not as active as he used to be since he's had the surgery. He'll come out every 2 3 weeks, and if he does pop up, he doesn't wrestle. He'll talk, cut a promo, boom, he's gone. He's
Yeah,
saving his matches for the major the pay-per-views or like a major match on TV like last night.
right.
Um so we know that kind of like when Brian Danielson won the belt,
Mm-hmm.
that he knew his limitations. Even though he wanted to prove that he could do it one more time, he knew he had his limitations. So we have to like appreciate that from the wrestler. It's very inspiring because at any given moment they can give out in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it could be we may never see him wrestle again, even before All In for all we know. You know,
Yeah, but
like
but here's the other aspect I'm thinking of this
wait.
as.
So it's very,
Also,
so it's very the anticipation of seeing him as a champion is there.
right.
It's there. Like, oh my god, every match is gonna mean something so much more now.
Yeah.
Really, it is. I mean, I don't know if who he's gonna wrestle at Redemption, if at all,
If
but
it has a match,
right, if they even have a match. Um, but that anticipation to get to All In, that road is gonna be so like hyped the fuck up now because it doesn't matter how many times Osprey and Omega wrestle each other. People love to see it. They salivate for that match. It's
right.
always going to be a 5-star match. And knowing that it's going to be in England and Osprey's probably going to win it, big chance he's going to win it. Now we're gonna see a fresh face as champion. Like there's so much writing on this. There's stories being told along the way,
Yeah.
little by little. Unlike in WWE, where things just seem like they're just throwing shit on the wall and see what sticks. And then when they realize it's dripping off, they wipe it down real fast.
But you also just hit the nail on the head with that one, where for AEW, we know what the end game is, where there's going to be a
Mhm.
new face, pretty much, because it's pretty much going to be like Kenny then giving the mantle to Osprey, like here, this is your company now.
Right.
Not EVP wise, but you know what I mean. Like you're going to be the face of the
Right.
brand,
Right. And
and it's a new, and just that phrase alone, the new face, it's a new person holding the title.
right.
WWE, it's the same fucking people over and over and over and
Right.
over again. But
And people have been wanting Osprey to be champion for such a long time.
I mean, he's been under a deal for what 2 years now, and now he's finally
Right.
getting the world title shot. Or no,
Yeah.
not
Well,
finally,
he
but
has.
this is like a third, second chance for him.
Yeah. And and then on top of that, like his own storyline going on with the Death Fighters. Like once he wins that belt, is Moxie going to be like, "I want my title shot because I helped you get here"?
Yeah,
There's so much going on that just like that tells a story within a story within a story.
yeah.
You
But
know,
the other aspect think fans maybe are not really grasping or don't even want to admit. Because let's be real here, the odds of MGF becoming world champion are greater than Sammy being a world champion again.
I agree, 100%.
Like this might be Sammy's one and only world title reign. MJF could be a double champion maybe
2, 3 years.
another 4 or 5 more times.
I mean, he just turned 30, so he's got a full future ahead of him. Whereas Sammy's on the other end.
Exactly.
I don't like.
Exactly.
As another conversation I had with my brother, like I don't see Sammy winning the belt at Saudi Mania. I don't think so. I don't think if the way they took this belt off him so quickly, that means that there's no faith in him.
Yeah. It was just that he has that good hand moniker, and they're just gonna use him forever until the day he retires.
I mean, I even saw today a little rumor pop up that he may have been one of the guys that actually took a cut, and this was his little reward for being a good boy.
I have a feel. I think I told you who I heard took the pay cuts, but I don't think it's. I
I
mean,
know.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's also one of the few that did it too. But you know what? Because I don't want to then turn around and say like, "Oh, that's on you, sir." But it's also like
Yeah,
he
exactly.
that just shows he's a good work. He's a great worker in the ring, but it's also that he knows his value here. Where if he were to say jump to AEW, I mean, he could. The fans will go nuts, but I mean, it's gonna be like the land of the unknown for him. Where it's like where he knows how Triple H runs things. He knows how the WWE works.
It's very
Tony Khan is a completely unknown entity still at this point. Where it's like, is he gonna make me a main eventer, or is he gonna make me like El Generic? Is he gonna put the mask back on me?
right. I don't think
But
because he's been
yeah,
Sammy longer than he's been El Generico at this point. You know what I mean? That it'd be
right,
kind of weird to see him back as El Generico because everybody's gonna be like, "We know who that is. We see the beard."
right. But it's just also the thing is that the chance it's more if you were to make a bet like who's gonna get another title reign, MJF or Sami Zayn. It's gonna be
I'm
MJF because you know
always
what? Because MJF is that fucking top heel that regardless of who the babyface is, you can always give that man a belt, whether it's the world title, the mid card title. He's he has a job pretty much for life, like or like a
right.
spot on
Yeah.
these big shows. Now, in the aspect for him, does it kind of suck that he's not going to be in the main event of All In? I mean,
Of course.
it does suck, but I
On a
think,
personal level, yeah, I'm sure that it hurts. You know, it's like, damn, it could have been so great to be in that, but you got to listen to your body.
but it's also too is that he already has that accolade.
Yeah, you're right.
He may have been in the first one.
You main evented it, right? So it's okay. It's okay. He's gonna have like I know I saw JD from New York. He's just been like on a rant and raving about it, and I'm like, now you care about AW?
Well, no,
Now you care about it?
he's always had his AEW rants. It's just that this was the newest one for him. But I mean, listen, like, people have their own different opinions. But
Yeah.
I look at this situation and I say it could have been clear. Just like back in Dynasty, just have you start
Yeah.
planting the seeds for Omega and Osprey. Omega's on the run
That's when it started.
of trying to show everybody he's still the best bout machine, and then you have Osprey, the story with he feels like his neck is giving up on him. But Moxley's like, you know what? No, I need to see that killer. You have it in you, damn it.
Yeah.
And then you get to because regardless of how they build us up in the next 5 weeks or next however many weeks we have until All In,
Yeah. Something like that.
the match will be fucking awesome.
Fire.
You already know it's gonna reach 7 stars just
And
alone.
it's funny how you mentioned, like, the buildup of both of them, both Kenny and Will, having doubts about themselves.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, like you said, Osprey having doubts because of his neck, and having Moxie kind of be the cheerleader for him. But then you have Will, Omega, who's like, I don't know how much longer I have. I don't know how much longer I have, but you have, like, they're hyping each other up while beating themselves down,
yeah,
right? Because you see Osprey be like, "You got it, you still got it in you, you could do it," and then you. So it's very funny because you know that once they're face to face in that ring, it's gonna be just
magic.
like an action flick.
Yeah, I mean, the stories going into this match alone is just gonna be like both of them are wounded, and they're gonna pull out
Right.
all the stops in their match. Kenny
Yeah.
fucking had diverticulitis.
Yes.
Will Ospreay broken neck.
Broken neck.
Both men lost. I'm going to say at least a year each of their careers,
Yeah.
and
Me-
now they're fighting for AEW's biggest prize on the biggest stage.
In in front of one of the hottest crowds that they always have.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And the thing is, I will just side comment because I brought up the ticket thing for SummerSlam. AEW will have whatever number if they want to throw out there. That stadium will go crazy,
Yeah.
regardless if they see 13 goddamn matches before. They'll be up and excited for that main event.
Absolutely. They love. I mean, the UK crowd really loves AEW. I am I frozen? Okay.
No, you're good
Um,
now.
they go out there. These fans are like, boy, they're feral.
It's one of those rare occasions where like the mainstream wrestling that we see here goes
Right?
over the pond.
Over the pond, and they love it. And then now they're getting like house shows too, and the TV shows too. So they're getting a nice little package deal whenever they're in town.
Right.
And
And,
then,
and the fact that it's their home countrymen in
right,
Osprey, a kid that grew up in that country watching wrestling, wanted to do it since he started
Moxley,
watching it, and now he's gonna main event in the world. I'm trying to phrase Wembley in the best way I can, but I want to say like famous arena that wrestling has had many moments. I mean,
right,
Brett and the Bulldog
right. Oh,
had their great match in that stadium,
my favorite matches of all time.
and now we get to see fucking funny enough another Canadian and a British guy in the main event again. Fucking look at that.
Good observation there. Yeah, the
I mean,
modern day.
it didn't even hit me until it's like, oh yeah, it was like Brett and the
Really
Bulldog, and now it's like Omega and Osprey.
great observation.
But
Yeah.
and I think too, it's like I have to ask this as well, but
Mhm.
when we talk about WWE, like they have the same cycle of people. Eventually, Oba, we know, will get his crowning moment. It's just that they always prolong it. For AEW, who would you see? Who would you think would be next? Because I know like the Mox and Osprey thing would they get paid off, but it's like I mean like
Right.
I'd be Fletcher, Andrade, Knight.
Yeah, I feel like the eyes that have been on MJF are now going to be on Omega and Osprey.
Yeah,
They're going to be watching this match, right? They're going to be like, who's coming out of this? Whoever comes out of this, that's our new target. They don't care. It almost feels
Swerve.
like absolutely. Swerve has so much invested in both these guys.
Yes.
that he's probably going to be like, I want next.
Hmm.
I lost the Owen. I almost bled out in that ring. I want this match.
Yeah.
But like you said, Andrade, Kevin Knight seems to be itching to get a world title, even though he already has a belt around his waist. Fletcher, Takeshita
Takeshita eventually.
comes back from
Yeah.
G1, which I'm still disappointed he lost, but I understand. I understand. Hopefully he'll come back and get the belt back.
Yeah.
Um,
You know they're gonna build the rematch like 2 weeks before All In. It's just that Takesha's going to Japan and working the
Okada,
G1.
we got Okada. We can't
Yeah,
forget Okada.
yeah, yeah.
Um, like they have a nice little stacked roster. Hangman still has to come back. They have to work something out to get him out of that corner of not ever getting a title shot. Something's gonna have to be done about that.
I mean, I wouldn't be like say if MJF is not medically out of All In, that could
Mhm.
be something they would run back. I would hope. Like,
Eventually,
I mean that. But I'm also thinking with the whole Andrade stuff. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing MJF and Andrade at All In.
I mean, we thought that was gonna happen at Mexico.
But yeah, but now you would think it'd be Omega and Andrade, but I think after last night, I think it's more likely it's Fletcher and Andrade, and you know what? That's not bad either.
I'll take that
But I think Andrade should get a title and a title shot,
title shot. Yeah.
and that family has a lot of titles in it. So you know what? If you
A title, yeah.
there's nothing wrong with being mid card international or TNT champion. It's just that I think Andrade is just on that roll right now. But yeah, like
Mhm.
SummerSlam is pretty much set in stone with their title match, whether they were
Yeah.
announcing it. But when they put up that graphic for last night after Dynamite, where it's pretty much it should be set in stone now. There should be no more title matches.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
This is the
I
other thing too. Is like, would you risk Omega doing
Yeah,
matches before?
yeah. That's why this redemption pay per view seems kind of pointless. Like you threw it smack dab in the middle of Forbidden Door and All In.
Because now it's like, what's the main event?
Right. It should have
If,
just
if,
been
if the main event is not a rematch with Omega and MJF, let's clarify that.
more
If that's
wrestling.
completely out of the picture,
Right.
what the fuck is the main event of this pay per view?
And we already had a non world title pay per view last month or a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago.
Right.
So it's like, what do you book now to be the main event? Do you book? Do you a women's match as a main event? I mean,
I mean,
Tekla versus Willow could be the main event.
if there was a time to have the women main event a pay per view, this would
This,
be it.
I think so. I think
Because that at least that one has implications of whoever wins is facing Mercedes at
at all
All
in.
In.
This is a major match. I think that would be a good opportunity, and you won't feel like you're missing out on the men's match.
Yeah, and that one I told you this morning. I was like, I have a feeling Willow might be the new champion and go into All In, or if they decide to do a triple threat with Willow, Tekla, and Mercedes. Because if Willow beats
Mhm.
Tekla and then it's just Willow versus Mercedes, that sucks for Tekla. That all the work she's been putting in, it's like, oh, like thank you for doing all this and give me my belt back, or at least give the belt to Willow so Willow can then drop it to Mercedes. I wouldn't like that at all.
Absolutely agree because Tekla has been killing it. I have said it, and I'm not tired of saying it. She has been killing it as the AEW Women's Champion. She has been unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
She has shown so much that she can do within the ring, outside the ring, on the mic, and her presentation, even just the way she looks. Like everything screams champion, heel champion.
It's just funny. Look here, thinking back to her on commentary last night, where she made the comment about me, and I was like, "Oh, if we were in a bar, I'd definitely put my
Oh my
face in
god!
there."
She was like, it's like wrestling a blow up doll. I was like, my god! I just couldn't. I was. She said something else too that had me like, oh, like.
It was definitely implied like she wanted like the motorboat like me or some shit like that.
But it was just, also when she said something when Willow popped up and she was like, was she even injured in the first place? I'd be like, ooh, that's a
If I was
interesting.
TK, I was like, shh, shh, shh.
You know, Stefani must have been like, shut up, because now it makes you wonder, was she
'Cause
ever injured, or was this just like a little segue for her to get into this?
also the timing too, because they just crowned a new TBS champion last
And now
week,
she's
so it's
back,
like,
right?
yeah,
Like,
all of a sudden,
feels a little funky here. Like, why isn't she going for the TBS belt then? Why isn't she going after Sheeta? That's what I thought. I thought she was going to come back and go after Sheeta because Sheeta was kind of having beef with her
you
because she
know.
lost to Willow on her return match. Remember?
Right,
And that's kind of like the start of Sheeta's heel run.
but if you look at it in this aspect of that, she got screwed out of the Owen. So
Right.
now it's like where like she has her goal of being the women's world champion. She's like,
Hmm.
listen, I will if I got to sacrifice the TBS title to do it. Damn it, that's what I'm gonna do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And she initially wanted to be double champion, but I guess with her sideline injury, she was like, you know what? If I got to put this on the side and then rehab,
Yeah.
which is not for nothing. It could be the Cena thing where like she has like a really good healing powers.
I mean, the this whole shoulder thing has been, you know,
Debatable.
but it's been around for a while. Like, was she really injured all that time? Was she not? Like,
Which
I
kind of
would
makes me
not.
question the MGF thing too. It's like if he really is hurt, but it's like I feel something's definitely wrong with Max.
Yeah, I mean, the way you can even see when he moves, is you could even walking, you could see he wasn't walking as steady as he usually does, and then having the bandaged up the way it is, um, unless he's leaving to do something, to film something, which we thought he was doing when he lost to Darby in the first place. And then it turned out that it wasn't real because he didn't disappear. He kept staying on TV every week.
Right, which is the weird thing. Where it's like and nowadays, like I don't know if I would say they're doing better at deceiving fans on injuries, but it's just also too. It's that as a fan, I don't like being tricked in that way because it's like
Me neither, because you start your empathy comes out. You're like, oh damn, he's injured.
right, right. But again, it's just one of those weird things where it's like we get what happened on Monday, and then what happened last night. It just shows you how weird the world of wrestling is. It's because it's like
Yeah,
because I think the whole point of it, and we're going very long on this, but I think to summarize it is just that both situations, I mean, can be compared to, but it's also there's differences in what the goal is.
right.
Where one person got screwed out of the title for seemingly no reason, and the other one is just a weird, convoluted way to get to the Ultimate Dream match at the
Right.
biggest show of the year.
Yeah. Where there's different factors in the middle of it.
Right. Where like maybe like the injury thing maybe played a hand in saying, oh, maybe I can do the match that a lot of people think I should do.
Yeah. Right.
Which would
Right.
be weird enough if I'm Tony Khan and that's not a match idea you had at the beginning of the year. Like,
Yeah.
we're doing all in Wembley. Should I do Omega and Osprey in the main event?
I know. I mean, he made damn. See, to be in here, right? To be a fly on the wall.
To have the pencil, you'd be
Yeah.
like
Because it's
shit.
like I think he knew he wanted Osprey in the main event, no matter who he was facing. Whoever was champion was fine. Whoever
Guaranteed, yeah.
it was going to be Osprey as the challenger. I think he already knew that, but he kind of left that open ended. And then as the months progressed, it started to flesh out on its own.
Right.
You
Because
know,
we knew Joe was it wasn't going to be Joe. It wasn't going to be
right,
Darby. It
right,
wasn't going to be the Hanger. It wasn't going to
right.
be any of the people Darby defended against. Even all of them were going to be fine options,
Sure.
but it definitely felt like it came down to the wire of Kenny or Max,
Right,
and he chose Kenny. Whether that's based on Max's injury or it's just
right.
there's something else in the story that we're not thinking of.
Yeah, because because you could see that there was build up with both guys.
Right.
Osprey was building something up with MJF. Osprey was building up something with Osprey. I mean, Omega. Why do I keep saying that? Omega. Like,
Yeah.
There was a double build up.
Yes.
So along with the stuff in the middle with the Death Riders, like he has the most complex storyline going on right now. I think because it's going three ways,
But
and
would it be the worst thing if it's a triple threat?
I don't want to see it. I want to see a one
Just,
on
just,
one.
just want to see the traditional one-on-one.
I
Because
want to see the
technically,
one.
technically, I was gonna say technically this would be their first AEW one-on-one, but they had that match at Forbidden Door a couple years ago.
Like I wouldn't mind if they do some sort of multiple man match at All Out,
Yeah, that
like All
that.
In.
Yeah.
That's their mania. So it should just be a one on one match that you've all been waiting for. The match that you've all been waiting for. I just heard Vince McMahon say that in my fucking head.
Yeah.
The match that you've all been waiting for should be at the main event of their biggest show of the year. And that is Omega, and that's what fans wanted. And maybe at the end of the day, Tony actually was like, this is what the fans want. I see it on social media. Fans want to see this happen. Because he actually listens to fans. I mean, he changed Mina's theme song halfway through the match when he saw fans were complaining of that Mina's theme song got changed. So he obviously pays attention. He's got his eye set on what fans are saying. He's on that pulse, unlike the other guys who, oh, we don't listen to the fans.
Or no, what was the
Fans need to listen to us.
or what was that Triple H famous said? He said like, he doesn't listen to nonsense on Twitter.
And Nick Khan straight up said that they don't listen to the fans.
Yeah,
Like,
cool, cool.
dude, are you serious right now? It's wild.
I mean, again, weird world of wrestling and the weird way that people get to their destinations. Where
Yeah.
we're in beginning of July, August is going to be arguably, I think this year alone, the biggest wrestling month we've seen in a while. Because at the beginning we have SummerSlam,
Right.
and then we have All In at the end.
Right.
And it's going to be definitely. And you know this is not. This is what I'm about to say is like going to be half true, but
Mhm.
AEW is not going to counterbook whatever the hell WWE does. They're going to
No,
put on their show, and they know damn well everything that they put on their show will deliver. Whatever
absolutely.
Tony Khan could book the biggest pile of shit on their show, and it'd be better
Yes.
probably than half the stuff that SummerSlam might give us. And I'm actually
Yeah.
looking forward to SummerSlam in the sense of I want to see Oba and Brock beat the shit out of each other in that cell. I kind of
Yeah.
I want to see Rollins and Reigns ended because I've also had enough of that storyline. I think Io should get the belt back. I don't know what I feel about Cody and Punk, but I think the other thing for me is to see Chad Gable finally win the IC title in his hometown. They need to do that, but I mean, fingers fucking crossed on that one.
That was a trigger that should have been pulled a
But
long
listen, if they want to do it now, do it now. If
do it.
not,
Just, yeah,
there's
just
no,
do it.
just
Give
give
this
up.
man finally give it to him because goddamn, this guy. If the definition of fighting for it is a picture in the dictionary, it's gonna be Chad Gable's face. He's been through it, having to put a mask on, got injured, came back. Jesus.
But I think that does it for this week's cutting a promo where the history
Mhm.
and headlocks people, Mike and Ari, stepping in, giving Jay a little assist because he's been working doubles and he is putting all the time in because he's going on vacation, but
Of
not
course.
vacation from the channel, but vacation in real life. Everybody just.
Yes.
But
Yes. Much needed.
if you do appreciate and like what you see here, please like, comment, and subscribe for lots of more fun stuff like this. History of Headlocks. That's where we are from. Just released a new episode talking about the interesting world of the anti-American gimmicks, such as the Un-Americans, Muhammad Hassan, and Everybody Loves the Sheiky Baby, where
Shit,
we
baby.
all that more and fun. We'll give a little teaser here that we did get approval from Jay, who runs this channel, that you'll be seeing more fun stuff from us in the future. So definitely
Yes.
stay tuned. Instagram, Facebook, where can everybody find us at?
Oh yeah, they can find us at History and Headlocks on Instagram. You could look us up on Facebook under History and Headlocks, and of course on the New York Wrestle Media YouTube channel and on all podcasting outlets.
Absolutely. On podcasting outlets as well. All of them, regardless of what you have,
Uh,
Spotify, iTunes,
Amazon,
we are there.
we are there. You cannot get away from us.
Yes, but please do subscribe because the channel is close to 1,000 subscribers,
We're
especially
getting there.
100,000.
We're there.
We're inching. We're trying to close the gap by the end of the year, hopefully.
Share it to your friends who don't know about us yet. Share, 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 share. Don't gatekeep us. Do us the favor. Like, tell your friends, like, oh, you gotta check this channel out. They have so much different types of content that you enjoy. Do it.
Plenty, but we talk just wrestling. We don't talk just wrestling. We talk sports. We talk. We're gonna be Howard Stern look backs. A lot of fun stuff on this channel. Maybe even look back on the old shows. You never
Yeah.
know. You never know what you'll see on this channel.
Like, we're trying to expand. We're trying to, you know, show our depth.
But the only way to find out more about all this fun stuff is you must click that subscribe button and tap that
Subscribe,
bell.
follow, everything. Yeah.
And I don't know, Ari, I'm gonna give you the final word.
Sure.
Well, on this cutting a promo.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna ask me a question.
No, I'm letting you do the outro.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, what is it that Jay says? Catch you in a bit.
New York Wrestle Media.
Turnbuckle Tabloid.